I'd like to take this moment to apologize to Robert Downey Jr., but here he is. Hey guys, welcome to InMo. I don't really plan on doing much this this video. I just thought since you guys sat through the last one and watched pretty much nothing happen, that I would just kind of show you how he turned out. This is what I wound up turning in for my final assignment, and he's bald. Yeah, and he. He doesn't. He doesn't have any hair other than the hair that's on his face. I spent such a long time on this guy, and this is how he turned out. My professor was kind enough to kind of give me a reference for all those edge loops that I had and everything that was just messed up, all the lines and everything. That at least got fixed. There was just a lot wrong with how it was set up, and I didn't know what I was doing, but my professor was like, hey, this is how you do it, and so I just kind of moved everything around until it looked right and subdivided it. So the mesh, as bad as it looks, at least is, it works as a mesh, and you can animate it, which was the other part of the assignment. I had to animate him saying, a line from like a movie or something. Now normally I believe you rig the face, but we didn't do that. We just kind of did I think it's called Maya blending. When you animate in Maya, you can see down here all of these red lines. Those are keyframes. This is the animation timeline. It just represents all the different shapes that his mouth does. You see how his mouth is like moving? You take the face and then you like copy it over and then like you remodel the face to have the shape of mouth that you want, and then you like blend it together. But these are the other targets, making just kind of different mouth sounds. Those are just that was so ridiculous. Just my row of misshapen alien Robert Downey Jr.'s. I could build like an army and people would run in terror of this. I would absolutely run in terror of this. Texturing is like the bane of my existence. Modeling is hard enough, but then you want me to texture it. And I don't... There's two ways to texture a model. You can kind of assign it a material, like, and this thing will pop up, and you can give it a material. And by default, the material is like this gray. You can give it a color. Like I'll make it like blue, and now he's like blue. See, this looks more natural, oddly enough. Or you can assign it like a texture. Like if I pick noise, then it kind of makes him look like this, I guess. But I can add color to this too. Here, I still don't. There's like 3 different color things. I don't know what they all do. Okay, see, like, there's, like, no blue, but there's pink, so I don't know if this is the color, or if I, like, I'll pick green. Now he's green! I have 3 different colors going on here, and now he's green. So that's one way you can texture, and that's the way that I like to texture, because all you do is you just kind of go in there, and you're like, okay, you're green now, and then he's green. Like, I could, if I modeled the skin separately from... I don't know, like his mustache or something, then I could just be like, boom, your mustache is brown and your skin is, well, now it's green, but you know what I mean. But the way that they want us to practice texturing, because this is really the better way to do it, is to go into Photoshop and paint a texture and assign it onto the model with like UVs. I don't know what UV stands for. It stands for something. First you have to make a UV map. You go up here to where it says create UVs. You drop it down and then you... See, and this is the other thing. There's like 3 or 4 different ways to create UVs. But you can't do any of that until you have the editor open. And the editor isn't even with like the way you create UVs. It's like all the way over here under Window, UV texture editor. And then you have this thing. Right now this is my texture, so this is what it looks like. But if you can see, I don't know if you can see it, I'll maximize it. Okay. This one? No. Okay, well, now he looks like this. In the UV editor, when I have it selected, you could see this is the map that I have. It's his face, and this is how I mapped it. But you want to fit everything, like, in this whole square. The ideal way to do this is to have this take up the whole square. But I have this weird... I have this weird, like, stretch going on here, and I just wanted it all to be in the same... So I just worked really small, which is terrible. Don't do that. It's not the right way to do it. But it's the way I did it, because I have no clue what I'm doing. When you texture something, you have to have this UV editor open, so that... I don't know why. I guess so that you can make adjustments as you need, but I don't know how. So, when you're creating UVs in the first place, there's like 4 different ways you could do it. With like planar, cylindrical, spherical, and automatic. I always used to do automatic, and like see here, this is how it came out now. I'm gonna maximize it again. Why is everything brown? You can't see up against this texture. But everything's in like chunks here, this way. And this is the way that I would always do it. I would always map it this way with automatic, because it just sounds the easiest and seems to make the most sense to me. But I guess there's a reason why these other ones are here. Like you could do like planar, and it's like this box is what maps it, I guess. It maps it according to the box. Or you could do like spherical, and it just goes according to this circle around his head now. The reason why automatic mapping was not good was because when you're painting a texture, what you do is you map it out, and then you pull the map into Photoshop, and then you paint like over the map, and then the texture will assign to the different quadrants according to the texture that you've drawn. So when you do that with automatic, everything is separated, and you can't paint it well because there are drop-offs, and it's just don't do it. So I had to use cylindrical mapping, which, and again, this is like huge. So this is what I had here for my map, for reasons I already explained. I went into Photoshop, and I painted according to like the little quadrants, like his beard and his lips, and I even painted like a few little shadows and highlights. Not well. He has some blush. He's blushing. I painted his eyeballs too. See? Like that. They wanted us to add like specular maps and bump maps. And what that is, for those of you who don't know what that is, that's a bump map is what gives it texture. So like I just painted the color of his mustache, but I didn't give it like this hair texture. I had to go in and add that separately. Now, I've already got this up, but there's like a whole nother window called the hypergraph, if I can find it. No, not the hypergraph. Hypershade. Oh, it's under rendering editors. Do you see how many controls? Do you see how many controls are in this thing? But hypershade, like, graphs out, like, all your textures that you have. Like this. This is my skin texture? Is it? No. Where's my skin? This is my skin, because it's a picture. And I can, like, graph the network down here. And this is all applied to the texture that I have for his face. This is what I colored. This guy right here is what I painted. And this down here is all of the other maps I added to it. Like the bump map here is... I want to pull this up somewhere. Can I pull this up somewhere? I want you to see what it looks like. Okay, just to clear things up for you. This is the skin map that I painted. It's got like shadows around his eyes and the lips and everything. And his hair and like blush and whatnot. This is the bump map. This is what gives his hair like the texture and stuff. And this is the specular map. You literally can't see, but it's up in here. And because I did it so small. But these little sections, the specular map is the map that gives him like his highlights, like how the light bumps, wow. How the light bounces off his skin. These are supposed to be like highlights, but they're not done well, because I don't know what I'm doing. This on top of this, all makes the texture. And you have to, in Maya, put that all together here, and attach everything in this little graph. And this graph system, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I just know that this is the skin, and then these... I don't know why there's 3 different nodes for the bump map, you'd think there'd just be one, but there's 3. And then down here, what is file 16? I don't have any clue. I don't have any idea what file 16 is. Whatever it is, it comes in before the specular map, which has its own other little node, and file 16 has its own little node, so I don't have a clue how this graph works. But this is what it is, and this is the texture. But this hypershade is how you manipulate your materials and your textures and stuff. So on top of being able to model it, you have to be able to give this guy his texture. Why does this have like a million drop downs? Oh my gosh. What is all this? This is all mental ray. Camera aims so that it aims at Robert Downey Jr. Hey, if you're not doing anything, subscribe. Dagnabbit.